Hi fellas, how you doing? Good afternoon. I got about 25. I do 100 a day. I got about 25 left. Push-ups and sit-ups. Let's just hear the sun's finally. The clouds are trying to peek through. There is that cloud bank that's sitting right there. I take you out front of the house. I got the pool semi cleaned out as well. I mean, it looks a lot better than it did, and so it's not as many leaves in there as there were. The cats are out playing. So this video is about the fight that happened in my house and in my front yard on the 26th of October. I'm gonna tell you what I think happened, but I'm also gonna give you this caveat. I have no intention of suing the man I'm going to name in this video. No intention of suing the company he works for, Outhouse, or their subsidiary, Lions. I'm not sure if it's Lions Group or Lion Restoration. Both of those companies are restoration companies. So I'm just doing this as cathartic value. It's one of the things they teach us for those of us that have disabilities related to our military service. So I'm going to show you the documentation first, and then I'm going to describe to you what I think happened that day. All right. First of all, here is the company, Althouse Restore. That is the gentleman's name. This is the police incident report that was taken, and here is the actual police report. All right, so for that day. So take you to the front of the house. I'll show you what the damage is. We had a flood that affected our floor. If you can't see it, there's a bunch of high and low spots. If you can see over here, it's all smooth. But as you look at the floor there's all those bumps. So we had a pipe break underneath the house foundation, which isn't the first time it happened. And it's normal for houses. Ours was built in 98, so it's normal for the things to break around that time. So they had to cut these out. And that's where what it's called in plumbing, this is called the manifold. So because it would have cost us twice as much for them to tear up the floor, the concrete from this outlet all the way across the floor over to here. Instead of that, they did what's called a reroute. So the pipe goes now all the way up here, all the way over here to that corner, behind there, over here, down the wall to here. So the plumbing is done. And on the 26th, we were waiting for Althouse Restore's project manager to show up. So I had the door open. I see the white pickup truck with their magnetic placards on the side. I go out and I meet the young man out here in the yard. I used to have two solar lights that sat right there, but they're gone now because they got broken, and that's where the fight ended. So anyways, invite him into the house. He comes into the house through here, and we sit him down in the kitchen. I'm not sure if my wife is in the kitchen. If she's in the kitchen, I'll hold you here and tell you what's going on. So I'll check because I don't want her to get upset with me. So brought him in the house. From there, all the way across there's a bar. And he was sitting across from my wife, and I was standing somewhere over here hovering. So he's talking to my wife. We're having problems with him off the bat because he wants to give us a presentation. He doesn't want us to talk. He doesn't want us to interject questions, and he definitely won't answer our questions. And the big sticking point is, I mean, he just, and anytime I would say anything, he'd look at me, tell me to stop interrupting him, and then if I said anything, he'd go, anyway, back to what I was saying. And I was like, wow. Kept telling me, let me, it doesn't matter. So the sticking point is what we had is for the floor. Liberty Mutual gave us about just a little under $4,000 to fix the floor from, in my opinion, from here down. You can see the bumps now. Now look, over here, no bumps. Over here, there's lots of little high and low marks there in the wood. So, anyways, I'm getting the package. Let me put you on pause. All right, so they just dropped the package off. I'll pick that up after my story. And so anyways, he's sitting here, and I tell him, we don't want to do business with him anymore. It's time for him to leave. So my wife gets up and he gets up, and they come out to right about here. My wife's standing here. He's standing with his back to the post in between the bar and that post. And I'm standing here. And I'm telling him, you got to leave. It's time for you to leave. I don't want to be here. We're not doing business with you. Get out. And he's looking at my wife, trying to talk to her about this stuff. And then I tell him, you got to get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out of my house. And as soon as I said that, he walks from right here and he's got his finger out and he's pointing. You don't call me that. You can't speak to me that way. And inadvertently, when I'm standing there, I started talking back to him, and he poked me here in the gum. And as soon as he touched me, we started brawling. And we start brawling right here, all the way down the hallway. We're just brawling, and I'm not punching him, I'm not kicking him. I'm just getting him out of the house. Get him out through the door. Get him out over here. We're brawling a little bit here. He stops right about here, turns around, and he starts doing a karate thing where they bounce up and down like that. And I think I antagonized him by kind of laughing at him. So he kicks me like maybe 6 or 7 times in the legs. And I close the distance with him, and I grab him on both sides of his shirt and his coat, and I do what's called an inside leg trip, and to the ground right here, and mount him. And I got him. I'm fully mounted on him. I have my heels under the back of his knees. Got my arms out like this, and I am actually talking to him, asking him like, what's up now? I'm talking to him about how bad he is at martial arts and that kind of stuff. And the entire time he has that, I start feeling him. He's poking me in the side here. He has a ballpoint pen in his hand, and he's like trying to stab me in the. Well, he was stabbing me in the side with his ballpoint pen until my wife took it from him. So anyways, I'm mounted on top of this guy. I'll take you back inside. I'll get this a bit later. So I sit down. I get back. I'm on top of him, mounted out in the front yard. No, I'm not pummeling him. I'm not dropping elbows on him. I'm just trying to get him out of my yard, get him off my property. He's cussing and swearing. And he's not a big guy. Maybe 5'6", 5'8" at the most, 150 pounds. Man. So I'm bridged out like this. He can't poke me. I'm not going to show you all that stuff. I'm not going to show you the little girl scratches I had and that kind of stuff. But and I told him, if you don't stop, telling him stop. So he won't stop, and he is like me. And I take my right thumb, and I place it in the socket of his eye like this. And I press down a little bit. And I tell him, if you don't stop, I'm going to gouge your eye out. And I'm watching his response in this. So I got real big, and he put his hand like that. And I said, I'm going to let you up, and this is over. He didn't say anything at all. I said, I'm going to let you up, and this is over, okay? So I let him up, and I have my hands just about here. So I'm done. My wife's over my shoulder telling him to leave, get out of the yard, leave our home, get out of here. We don't want you here, da-da-da-da-da. And I think it's over, and I put my hands down like a fucking sucker. And he sucker punches me in the eye. Runs off, jumps in his car, and drives off. To me, that's it. So call the police. They come and give us this incident report. That incident report becomes this police report. And again, that's the guy and the company. So since then, I've received numerous phone calls from different companies. One of them is a representative of the company that hired Althouse to come here as a contractor for them. Anyways, all that to say this. I'm not suing anybody. And when the police got here, I was already like swollen shut. But that's just normal. And for me, when you get into a fight with somebody, I'm as equal. It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 thing to engage in a fight. I didn't think I was seriously hurt. I've had black eyes. My nose, I used to have a pretty nose. In fact, if I get it, I'm going to get it. I'm going to show you a picture of me when I was much younger. Damn it. And what I looked like, what I used to look like when I was younger. And not so much of a troublemaker. So I'll show you my veteran's ID from quite a while ago. Anyways, that all being said, this is what I used to look like. Anyway, so that was me. Long time ago. So anyways, all that to say this. I considered it mute, and my wife really wanted me to go to the hospital. She has my best interest at heart. And so I finally went to the hospital yesterday, and what happened. I had a slight hemorrhage, no detached retina in my eye, scrapes, bumps, bruises, but that's normal with any type of fight. I'm not going to turn this into an incident where I think I need to be paid. And that's what I think is one of the things that's wrong with a lot of people nowadays. There are so many people in our society that have never been in a fight, that just a normal little fisticuffs with a guy, it becomes like he gets a lawyer, I get a lawyer. I don't want to spend the next 6 months to 18 months, having to worry about this. That company, whether the company should have vetted him more or not, doesn't matter to me. Whether he had a bad day or I was having a bad day, that doesn't matter to me. It was just a fight between two adults. I don't think I was seriously injured. I don't think he was seriously injured, and it's over. So but I will tell you, I was getting all these, I wish I could show you, I might be able to show you my phone, not the new phone. No, my wife took the other phone. They're getting hard. Anyways, but I was getting these calls from private messages, and attorneys were calling me. How or why they were able to not only know I was in a fight, but to get my phone number, I don't know. So anyways, I just consider the matter over. It's a fight. It's not the end of the world. This all will heal and go away, and I'll be man pretty again. So just wanted to tell the story. And again, I honestly believe that men have to fight sometimes in your life. And here's my catalyst. I don't care who you are. You can't come into my home and be disrespectful to me. And if I ask you to leave my home repeatedly and you don't leave my home, then we have a problem. And if you choose to fight with me and you really can't fight, it's easy for me to tell. So I didn't want to seriously injure the guy. The only time I really got hurt was when he popped me, sucker punched me. That's it. And it's like a really bad haircut. This ugly will grow out, is what I usually say to that. So it is what it is. But I think far too many people nowadays either have never been connected to any type of violence, or they're afraid to fight because they don't want to. Anyways, I hope I made my point. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you take care of yourself. I say sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. That train at the end of the tunnel is not a, excuse me, that light at the end of the tunnel is not a train coming the other way. All right? Love you guys. Like a fart in a G-string. West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.